The shattered glass of the bathroom mirror covered the floor like crushed ice. A single, perfectly folded origami flower rested in the center of the porcelain sink. Investigators would spend months trying to understand the audio files found on the laptop hidden in the basement. They sounded like a woman humming, layered over the mechanical buzz of a drill. What no one knew was that the haunting of Elizabeth Cowles did not begin with a ghost. It began with a cup of coffee. Elizabeth had moved to Boston to start a postdoctoral fellowship. She rented a small, aging apartment with a roommate named Cassie. Every morning at 5:45 a.m., Elizabeth made coffee. She always placed her mug on the right side of the counter before tying her running shoes.
I remember thinking it was going to be a good day. The air was crisp. My new job was going well.
On a Tuesday, she returned from her run. The coffee cup was on the left side of the counter.
I didn't think anything of it at the time. I figured I just forgot, or Cassie moved it.
That evening, Cassie introduced her to a friend from her study group. His name was Zach. He was polite, soft-spoken, and wore a faded jacket. "It's nice to finally meet you, Liz. Cassie talks about you a lot."
Nice to meet you too. Sorry, the place is a bit of a mess. I'm still unpacking.
Don't worry about it. Moving is stressful. Let me know if you need any help. He was the sort of person who blended in. Nobody knew yet that he was already cataloging every detail of her life. The wrongness accumulated slowly. A week later, Elizabeth found a chalk drawing of a hangman game on the pavement outside their building. The letters spelled out a word she couldn't decipher.
Did you see that drawing outside?
Probably just some neighborhood kids. This area is full of them.
She noticed, but she filed it away. The kind of thing you explain away at the time. Then came the mirror. Elizabeth was brushing her teeth when she saw a flicker of movement behind her. A pale face, just for a fraction of a second. She turned around. The bathroom was empty.
I'm probably overreacting. Stress from the new lab. I'm just tired.
The next night, she woke up to a faint sound. It was a low, melodic humming coming from the vents. It sounded exactly like the folk song her mother used to sing.
Cassie? Are you awake? Do you hear that?
Hear what, Liz? Go back to sleep. The pipes in this old building make weird noises.
Elizabeth checked her phone. It was 3:15 a.m. She had an unread email from an anonymous sender. It was a daily horoscope. It read, "Look for chances to stretch and grow, but be wary of strangers. You are being watched." This is what I always do. I make things into something they're not. It's just spam.
The next day, Zach came over to help them fix a leaky pipe in the basement. Elizabeth went down to bring him a glass of water. "Thanks, Liz. Hey, you look a little exhausted. Are you okay?"
Just haven't been sleeping well. I keep thinking I hear things in the house.
Old houses settle. But if you ever feel unsafe, you can call me. That's what I'm here for. He smiled. It was a kind smile. Looking back, the timing was never accidental.
While Zach was working, Elizabeth noticed a small, jagged hole near the foundation of the basement wall. A thick, dark gray fluid was leaking from it, pooling on the concrete.
What is that?
Oh, looks like some old insulation runoff mixed with groundwater. Don't touch it. I'll clean it up later. She didn't touch it, but the smell of it, musty like rotting wood and chemicals, lingered in her nose for days. She didn't know it was a synthetic hallucinogen. The hallucinations escalated. Elizabeth began seeing the pale girl in the mirror more clearly. The girl's mouth would move, whispering words Elizabeth couldn't quite catch. The humming in the walls grew louder.
Cassie, look! She's right there in the corner of the glass.
Liz, stop it. You're scaring me. There's nothing there. It's just your reflection.
Elizabeth made a decision that seemed reasonable at the time. She stopped talking to Cassie about it. She confided only in Zach. You're not crazy, Liz. Sometimes places hold on to energy. Maybe we should do some research on the history of the building. He was isolating her, and it was working.
On a Thursday, Cassie didn't come home. Elizabeth texted her at 7 p.m., 9 p.m., and midnight. No response.
She probably just stayed over at her boyfriend's place. She does that sometimes.
Friday morning, the coffee cup was on the left side of the counter again. Beside it sat a perfectly folded origami flower.
Cassie doesn't know how to make origami.
Elizabeth's phone buzzed. Another anonymous horoscope email. A great tragedy awaits you at the end of your week. Make sure your house is in order. Panic finally set in. Elizabeth called Zach.
Zach, Cassie is missing, and someone was in the house. There's a flower on the counter.
Stay right there, Liz. Lock the doors. I'm coming over right now. While waiting, Elizabeth heard the humming again. This time, it wasn't coming from the vents. It was coming from beneath the floorboards. From the basement.
I shouldn't go down there. I should wait for Zach.
She grabbed a heavy flashlight and opened the basement door. The smell of the gray fluid was overpowering now. She walked past the spot where Zach had been fixing the pipe. Behind a stack of old boxes, she noticed a false wall that hadn't been closed properly. She pushed it open. What investigators would later piece together was this. The hidden room was small, barely 6 feet wide. Inside was a desk covered in monitors.
Oh, God.
The monitors showed live feeds of her kitchen, her living room, and her bathroom. A high-end directional speaker system was rigged to the house's ventilation. On the desk lay a notebook. The handwriting was neat, meticulous. It detailed her daily routines, the dosage of the aerosolized hallucinogen pumped into the bathroom, and a script for the ghost audio. Every time I thought I was imagining it, he was doing it. He was making me crazy. Beside the notebook was a stack of origami paper and Cassie's phone. Elizabeth heard footsteps on the stairs behind her. You weren't supposed to find this yet, Liz. The process wasn't finished.
Where is Cassie? What did you do to her?
Cassie was a distraction. She kept you tethered to the mundane world. I was trying to open your mind, Liz, to show you what's really in the dark. He stepped into the light. The kind, soft-spoken friend was gone. His eyes were cold, calculating. The fear purifies you. It strips away the illusion of safety. I just wanted to free you. Elizabeth didn't scream. She swung the heavy metal flashlight with all her strength, striking him across the jaw. He stumbled backward, crashing into the monitors. She ran. She didn't stop running until she reached the police station 3 miles away. When the police raided the house, the basement room was empty. The monitors, the notebook, the speakers, all gone. All that remained was the shattered bathroom mirror and a single origami flower in the sink. Cassie's body was found 2 weeks later in a wooded area outside the city. Zach's real name was never confirmed. The fingerprints in the apartment belonged to a man who had officially died in a car crash 4 years earlier. No one was ever arrested. The investigation remains open.